to the Red Zone Game of the Week at app.com.
On senior night and more importantly pajama night for the Dog Pound student section, it's a Class A Central showdown between two old rivals eager to turn their seasons around and push towards the postseason. The 2-3 Raritan Rockets are on the road to take on the 1-4 Matawan Huskies. Hello, I'm Ryan Ross. Welcome to Week 6 of the Red Zone Game of the Week, sponsored by RWJ Barnabas Health. Raritan enters this game having won its last 2 games in blowout fashion after dropping 3 straight to start the year. Senior Vito Aleo does a little bit of everything for the Rockets, and he will need a big game to keep Raritan's win streak alive. For the home team, the Huskies will look to bounce back after losing their last 2 games. Running back Derek Wiley is just the guy to get the Huskies back in the win column. The senior running back ran for 394 yards a few weeks ago in a win over Monmouth. Let's get to the highlights. Raritan gets a stop to start the game, and then they get some offense. Our guest on the Red Zone Roadshow, Vito Aleo, takes the handoff, makes some cuts, sheds some tacklers, and he's off to the races. 85 yards to the house, and in a flash, it's 7-0 Rockets. Later in the first quarter, more Rocket offense. Mark Carnevale back to pass, and it's a simple pitch and catch to the wide open Rory Sullivan. Sullivan does the rest. It's a 50-yard strike. The extra point is good, and just like that, it's 14-0 Raritan. The ball finally bounces the Huskies' way. The punt hits a Rocket. It looks like Raritan recovers it, but the refs say otherwise. Unfortunately for the Huskies, though, that drive would not yield any points. Second quarter now, Matawan trying to get something going on offense, but they are turned away on 4th and inches. The Rockets get a big stop to end the first half. 14-0, Raritan leads Matawan at halftime. I'm joined now by APP sports reporter Chris Rotolo. Chris, 2 big plays, the difference in the first half. What stood out to you?
You know, there hasn't been too much to talk about. I mean, there was the long run by Vito Aleo. There was the 50-yard pass from Carnevale to Sullivan. That's really been it. So they're here. They're kind of put a damper on senior night here at Matawan, but they haven't totally ruined it yet. There's still a second half to play here, but that's really been it. I mean, Matawan hasn't been able to get the chains moving. They kind of put some drives together, and then they stall themselves out with penalties. The Raritan defense has kind of caused some havoc in the backfield. So that's kind of the story. 2 big plays, some penalties on Matawan's side, and a nice defensive stand for Raritan.
We'll see if the Huskies can climb back into this one in the second half. Great start to the second half for Raritan. Carnevale back to pass, and he hits Aleo down the sideline, and he walks into the end zone for his second score of the night. 59 yards through the air. It's 21-0 Raritan. Ensuing kickoff, Derek Wiley getting in on the action. He has a nice return here, 57 yards out past midfield, hurdling some defenders in the process. And later in the drive, quarterback Jake Burlew rolls out. He hits Wiley, and he scampers in for the 16-yard touchdown. The extra point is blocked, but Matawan is on the board. It's 21-6. Fourth quarter now, back come the Rockets. Carnevale rolls one way, and he throws back to the other side. The screen is set up for P.J. Busini, and he rumbles into the end zone, takes the hit at the goal line. He gets in for the score. That makes it 28-6. The Rockets are pulling away. Later in the fourth quarter, there goes Aleo one more time. 50 yards into the end zone for the touchdown. The Rockets are creating some distance. They have a 35-6 lead. Late in the fourth quarter now, Matawan trying to get back into it. There's Derek Wiley in from 2 yards for his second score of the night.
And it's a touchdown, Huskies!
That makes it 35-14, but it would not be enough. Raritan runs out the clock, and they win this one 35-14. The Rockets are back at 500 for the season. They are 3-3, while Matawan drops to 1-5.
So great job. That's a tremendous win. That team is so much better than the record is. You know that. I know that. They know that. It's just playing in the short conference. That's what it's about.
My team, you know, I love my team. You know, we had our quarterback back today he was out because of concussion, and he's back. You know, it's great to have him back. You know, throwing me a touchdown pass. You know, this felt awesome. We needed this big step to get 3-3, and you know, and now we have spots we're coming up. You know, it's just a big step for us, and you know, there's more to come.
Like I said, grab your teammate a little bit tighter right now. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family! Good job,
That's going to wrap up the Red Zone Game of the Week, sponsored by RWJ Barnabas Health. I'm Ryan Ross. We'll see you next week.